What's up, guys? It's MB Boxing. I just finished up watching Diego Pacheco versus Jack Cullen, and this was a 10-rounder in the super-middleweight division, and this fight was Saturday, March 11th, from the M&S Bank Arena in Liverpool, England, and this fight was broadcasted on DAZN, and in this fight, Diego Pacheco was able to get a fourth-round knockout victory over Jack Cullen. So leading up to the stoppage, I had this bout scored 29-28 in favor of Diego Pacheco. So just to break this fight down, and how, I obviously had my scorecard leading up to the stoppage. So the first round, I just edged it to Jack Cullen. He was able to get some nice stiff jabs in there on Pacheco. Pacheco seemed like he was just sort of feeling Cullen out in that round, but it was nonetheless obviously competitive. It was a competitive feel-out round. But then in rounds 2 and 3, I just edged them to, I gave them to Diego Pacheco because I thought that he started to pick it up a bit. He started to land the better shots on Cullen and was overall doing the better work. Then in round number 4, that was obviously where the stoppage happened. Diego Pacheco, he landed a big left hook to the body of Jack Cullen that sent him down to the canvas in that fourth round. The left hook looked brutal and landed flush on Cullen. Cullen obviously went down, as I mentioned before. He got up, still looked very hurt. His face was starting to swell a bit from the work in the previous round from Diego Pacheco. Then Pacheco went for the kill with 2 stiff jabs, knocking the head back of Jack Cullen like a bobblehead, and then landing big right hands and backing him up into the ropes and making him go down with some follow-up punches. And after that sequence, the referee waved it off when Jack Cullen went down in the ropes. So it was a very nice win for Diego Pacheco. Definitely the best win on paper for him of his career thus far. He's still undefeated. He's a rising young prospect in the super middleweight division. Very exciting to watch as well. So this goes into the question, what is next for him? Getting a nice solid win over a fighter that's like top tier at the European level, like Jack Cullen, who is a few months ago fighting for a European title. I believe that was back in December. But Diego Pacheco is a really, really good fighter, or a really good rising prospect, I should say. This was, I believe, his first fight in the UK as well. For his next fight, I would like to see him step it up even more. For him, he could really just continue on building himself back up because he's still young enough where he could have a few more years of just building himself back up, getting a really nice record on paper, and possibly getting into some big fights in the next few years. But for his next fight, I'm going to say that he's probably going to face someone around this level, get another solid win on paper over a decent level of veteran in the ring, before just moving himself back up in the rankings. Just continuing on to face guys who are higher ranked, and continuing moving on to build himself up in the rankings as well. But as for Jack Cullen, I believe this was his 4th loss of his career, if I'm correct. But it could have been his 3rd or something like that. But nonetheless, still this is a tough loss for Jack Cullen because he was in front of his home country fans. Got knocked out brutally, got dominated. So, obviously it's a tough loss. But for Jack Cullen, he's been fighting on these little DAZN cards like this for a while. This was, I believe, the first main event that he's been headlining on DAZN, because his past couple fights have been on DAZN for co-main events, card openers, and whatnot. And they've been pretty fun fights. But for Jack Cullen, here obviously it was a tough one, but I think that he's going to come back on DAZN, take on some decent level fighter that's around his level, like top 40 in the super middleweight division, maybe get a solid win, might take a tough close loss, but who knows. For him, I really think for him he should be building up to possibly win a European title or something like that, or maybe fighting for a British title in his next couple of fights, because for him, obviously, I don't really think he's ever going to be a world champion or in real title contention for a title. But nonetheless, still he should continue on just fighting decent guys and getting solid wins. And obviously, for any fighter who's going to continue building himself up, he could get a solid win that could possibly take him to an eliminator or something like that. So for Cullen, he has to keep that in mind and keep fighting decent fighters and trying to get solid wins and training hard. So overall, Diego Pacheco stops Jack Cullen in the 4th round to stay undefeated and to continue on his career as a young, undefeated, hungry prospect for more in his future. And yeah, that's really it. I'm MB Boxing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.